Hey, what's going on everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and in this video it's going to be a two-parter. Not only do I need to move the storage devices off of this Acer Predator Helios 300 2019 model, like my NVMe drive and my SATA SSD to 2.5 inch. Not only do I need to move that over to the newer laptop, which is the Asus ROG Strix G16 2023 model. It comes with an Intel 13980HX and a mobile graphics RTX 4070, so it's a good performer. But I also need to upgrade the memory on it, right? So it comes with 16 gigs total, 4800 megahertz speed, and we want to jump up to the G-Skill Ripjaw's 5200 megahertz speed. The timings are 38, 38, 38, 83. So we're going to switch over to the camera now and do a quick teardown. Take a look at the insides of the Asus G16. To save some time, I already took off the back of the Acer Predator Helios. You can see there's some cleaning I need to do, and I already grabbed the NVMe drive out, but I don't know if the Asus will allow a 2.5 inch drive. I would assume so, but I'm not sure. And to remove this back cover, it looks like we got 11 screws, 4 on the back side, 4 on the front, 3 in the middle. A quick tip: remove all the other screws except for the bottom right one. This guy is captive. The screws up front are a lot shorter than the screws in the back. Keep them in the same order that you laid them. And once you get all the screws removed and then you loosen the captive one, you'll hear a pop. Stop there and grab a plastic pry tool of some type, guitar pick, pry bar, whatever you got. And the nerve-wracking part is you're gonna have to go along the front edge and kind of twist to try to pop those tabs. You'll hear the little tabs pop as you go. Go along the front side, then go along the left and right side, work your way towards the back, and be careful when you lift this cover off, because older models might, older or newer models might have a ribbon cable that connects somewhere on this back side. So when you lift up, look in there, make sure there's no ribbon cables. If you're good, go ahead and pull it off. I know some of the older models has it, and maybe a new one if you have the RGB, but it looks like the RGB light bar on this is connected to the actual chassis instead of the back plate, which has some retention, plastic retention brackets to help push down on certain connectors. But here it is. The laptop itself has a 90 watt-hour battery. You got your speakers on both sides of the battery. Here's our storage, our NVMe drive. Not sure exactly what that is. Not going to bother prying up. Oh, I already know what it is. It's a Western Digital SN560. Here's our memory right here underneath this cover. It looks like Samsung memory. And then on the left-hand side, we got our wireless adapter. Now, originally when I was looking at this, I was like, there's no way I could put my 2.5 inch SSD, which is true, but then I also said there's no way I could fit my other NVMe drive. However, if you look very carefully, one's on this side, the other kind of lays over the wireless card, which is really odd to me. But there it is. There's the connector and everything, and then there's the retention screw to hold that in. So very interesting, because I know NVMe drives can get hot. I wonder how that heat will affect the wireless card. Speaking of which, I wonder what the wireless card is on this, because I did upgrade the one on the Predator. I mean, this one's all right. I do have a better one in the Predator that I could swap over. The Killer 1650X, still a Wi-Fi 6 module. And on the back side here, very interesting heat pipe and overall thermal solution that Asus came up with. So this is your chipset. Sorry, I keep flicking you off. Here's your chipset. Here's your cooler. Here's your GPU, right? Here's your CPU. Both have their own dedicated, fan and heat pipes leading to it. But then you also have the VRMs. So the VRMs for the CPU, you can see them barely underneath there, and for the GPU are being dissipated, or the heat's being dissipated, because there's a plate here that connects to this heat pipe, and that dissipates that heat or thermals for those components. So very interesting thermal design from Asus, but that is this laptop in a nutshell. We're gonna go ahead and swap out the memory right now and install the other NVMe drive. And to remove the memory, these little silver tabs, you just need to pull them out and away from the memory module, and the memory module will just pop up just like that.
For installation, you just line up the slot, right? You got that space right there in the middle, sticker facing up for this particular set. We're gonna slide it in there at an angle and push in, and you should feel it seat, and then you're gonna push down to lock it in place.
So memory is installed, everything is good to go. As far as putting everything back together, it's just basically go reverse as far as putting all the screws in. Make the captive screw your last one before you tighten everything all up. We can actually see some of the components in there through the vents on the system. And unfortunately, with this new memory that's 5200 megahertz speed, the motherboard in this system has it locked out. You cannot tune the memory on this thing whatsoever, unfortunately, and so we are stuck at 4800 megahertz. However, if we look at the price of the 5200 kit versus the 4800 kit, 5200 was still the better buy at time of filming, but it just sucks that we can't utilize it, or we can't overclock our memory or set XMP or anything like that with this particular Asus motherboard on this laptop, and we're just going to be stuck at the 4800 range. But 32 gigabytes of memory is always better than 16, and so now we have that installed and we are good to go, and it's just a matter of testing and playing around with the system. I already did some performance tests on it, and this system runs very well. I am impressed and pleased with it, and I look forward to continually using this device for years to come. But it's very simple to get into, very simple to upgrade and do maintenance on, as well as manage the RGB and the overclocking features using the Armory crate. So that's going to do it for today's video. Please do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed and hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And I will leave a link down to this particular model, Asus G16, in the description as well. You all have a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.